All right, so we have the first question here. He's mowing lawns and cleaning pools. Each lawn is 20 bucks. Each pool he cleans is 9. He wants 1,500 to buy a car. He plans to mow 41 lawns. So the lawn total we actually can find out, right? 20 times 41. So, and then $9 per pool. Do we know how many pools? No. So that's going to be our variable, right? That's what we're going to need to find out. And to clean at least 50, to earn at least 1,500. So if he earns anything 1,500 or more. So let's figure this out here. So the lawns, I'll put lawns here. Well, the lawns I know because it tells us how many lawns and we know the price per lawn. So that's going to be $820 for the lawns. Plus all the pools that he's going to clean. Well, it's $9 times however many pools, which I don't know, so I'll call it X. All that has to be greater or equal to 1,500. So as long as he makes 1,500 or more, he's good. Minus 820 over here, minus 820 over here. The 820 goes away. I'm left with 9x greater or equal to, what is that, 640? 680? Yeah. Now we're going to divide both sides by 9. The number of pools he has to clean, let me see. It says here, has to be greater than 75.5. And let me round that 75.6. So, if you draw a number line, right, you're going to put 75.6 over here. So if he cleans 75.6 or more, he's going to make that $1,500. But can you clean 75.6 pools? No. So what's the next full number after that? The whole number after that? 76. So the minimum number of pools that he's going to clean, he needs to clean. So the answer will be he needs to clean, right? So X, the number of pools, has to be greater than or equal to 76. Right, because if he cleans 75, let me put 75 here. So if he cleans 75 pools, is that enough money? No, he's going to be short just a little bit. So he needs to clean 75.6 or more. But since we can't clean 0.6 of a pool, the next whole pool would be 76. So the answer is this. Okay, context of the story. Ninth grade class is having a fundraiser. They need to, again, at least 1,500. So at least 1,500 already tells me that this is going to be, has to be greater or equal to 1,500. You're selling magazines for $7 each. How many subscriptions does the class need to sell to meet their fundraising goal? You're selling magazines for $7 each. All right, so 7 times X, that's the number of subscriptions, right? Number of subscriptions. Is that easy? All right, so divide by 7. Divide by 7. X has to be the number of subscriptions that they need is, let's see, 1,500 divided by 7. It says here 214.20, and I'm rounding, 214.9. So now, think about it. Think about it. Wow, think about it. 214.29. Can you sign 214 subscriptions and give 0.29 subscriptions to the next person? No. So it has to be this or higher. So the next whole number would be 215. So the number of subscriptions has to be greater or equal to 215. Please tell me we have that. Did I check the previous one? So the previous one was this one, Q. And this one, what did we just say? What did I just say? And I just said 215. There you go. So it's Q, and I think the second letter is U. 3. Joey can spend no more than $28. So right away, $28 is the limit. If he spends $28 and 1 penny, he's not going to be able to pay for it. So we know whatever he's buying over here has to be less than 28 or equal to 28. Each song download is $1.29, and it costs $9.99 to download an entire album. He just downloaded the entire album, and so how many songs can he? So the whole album was $9.99. So he paid $9.99 for a whole album. Now he wants to know how many songs that are $1.29 he can purchase after buying the album, right? So it'd be how many? 129 times X, or S, I'd rather you use X. So let's subtract $9.99 from both sides. That goes away. 28. So we gotta get 129x less or equal to 28 minus 9.99, which is 18.01. Right? Divide by 1.29. Divide by 1.29. And x equals divided by 1.29 is gonna give me 13.96. So he can download 13.96 songs and lower. Can he download 14 songs? No, he doesn't have enough. So the actual answer, right, although the graph, this is 13.96, right, we shade it, we go that way. So the closest full song that he can download is 13. So x is less than 13, less or equal to 13. All right, you guys can check the answers at the bottom. I don't want to go back and forth. New York City. Susie goes to New York City. She earns $8 babysitting. How many hours does she need to be? Okay, she wants to go babysitting. She makes $8 an hour. How many hours does she need to babysit? She wants to earn $500 to go for the trip. So she needs at least 500. Means whatever she's making has to be greater than 500 or equal to 500. And in this case, it's just $8 per hour, so that's our unknown, right? Number of hours that she needs to work in order to reach 500. Well, that one's easy. Divide by 8. Divided by 8. So the number of hours she needs to work, hopefully, it says 62.5 hours. This is debatable, right? Now, so the number line, think about it. You got 62.5, and he says anything above that. So this one I actually don't know, because I mean you could theoretically babysit for half an hour. So at H, the number of hours that you have to be babysit has to be 62.5 or greater, or if they don't allow, if you look at the answers at the bottom, the next whole number is 63. So she would need to babysit 63 hours, right? If depending if they allow half an hour or not. So what is that? Number 4. Let's see. Now look at that. You can babysit half an hour. So it's that the answer to that was actually 62.5. In the context of the story, I guess it is possible. Of course, it is possible to babysit for an hour and a half or 2 hours and a half, right? So that makes complete sense. All right. 5. Sam has that much money in the account. He spends $20 each week. After how many weeks will Sam's account fall below 1,000? So you have this much money, and every week you're losing 20x, right? 20 times the number of weeks. And then we want to know, when is this going to be under, not equal to 1,000, but it has to be under 1,000. And that's your inequality. Subtract 2450 from each side. You get negative 20x less than negative 1450. We're going to divide both sides by 20. Negative 20. That simplifies to 1. And this is going to give me, oops. So notice that I divided both sides by negative numbers. I'm going to flip the inequality to the other side. And 1450 divided by 20 is 72.5. So, again, after how many weeks? If this is here, I guess you can have half a week. After how many weeks? It says 72.5 weeks, so I guess that is possible. Okay, in the context of the story. So again, that one we didn't have to round to a whole number. 6. Jamal has $100 to spend. He buys 1 box of paper for $24.99. I wish it was that cheap. And then how many cartridges can he afford? So we know he's spending $24.99. That's for sure. plus our unknown is the number of ink cartridges, or 1999 times the number of ink cartridges, we call it x, all has to be less or equal to 100, because that's all he has. So how many of these can he buy? Well, minus 24.99, minus 24.99, you get 19.99x, less or equal to 7501.01, sorry, divide both sides by 1999, and x is less or equal to, and the answer is 3.75. Now, so the number of ink cartridges he can buy is 3.75 ink cartridges or less. Now, we know he can't buy 0.75 of an ink cartridge, so in this case, the number of ink cartridges that he can buy is 3 or less. Do we have 3 or less? Yeah. Okay. All within the context of the story. All right, Jim and Joyce going to Hawaii. The plane tickets cost $24.18. They saved $18.04. They're able to save $55 a week. How many more weeks do they need before they can actually have enough to buy the ticket? So far they have $18.04. That's what they start with, plus $55 per week, and this is our unknown, right? How many weeks? And then all that has to be at least greater to 2,418 or even equal to 2,418. Well, minus 1804, minus 1804. We have 55W greater or equal to whatever that is, 2418 minus 1804, which is 614. Divide both sides by 55. And we get 11.16 weeks. Now, this is interesting for this question. Well, I guess this one, because of the decimal, the other one was a half. So this one says they need to save for 11.16 weeks. What would that be? 11 weeks in 1 day, 11 weeks in 2 days? I really can't tell. So for this one, better off saying that they need to save for 12 weeks in order to reach 2418, 2,400. Okay. And 12, and that would be, this would be letter L. Last one. Sam has at most $30 to spend, so right away you know that whatever he's buying over here has to be less than 30 or even equal to 30, but no more than 30. Spend a greenhouse and flowers. Impatiens, they cost $2 each, and cone flowers $3. He buys 8 impatiens. If you buy 8 impatiens at $2 each, that means you spend $16 on impatiens. So how many cone flowers plus, right? We start with 16, which is that's what we spend on the impatient. Plus we're gonna spend some more money on cone flowers, and cone flowers $3 each, so 3 times the number. And that's my unknown. Minus 16. Minus 16, 3x is less or equal to, what is that, 14? Divide both sides by 3, and x, the number of cone flowers that he can buy, has to be less or equal to, the answer is 4.66, right? Can he buy 5 cone flowers? No, he can't. Can he buy 4.66 of a cone flower? No, he can't. Although that's the answer, right? The answer in the context of the story has to be less or equal to 4. So 4 is the, and do we have one? Yeah, right. Okay.